Are you an artist or a crafter? Would you classify yourself as a maker? If so, you're in the right place today, because today we are going to talk about markets and vendor events and how to not get scammed. So stick around. Hey guys, it's good to see you again. If you are new here, I'm Jen, single mom, artist, and entrepreneur, and this channel is all about helping you build a life that you love. If you've been around for a little while, you already know that I am a stained glass artist. We're in February, which for me here in Indiana means that it is almost spring, or at least we hope so. Sometimes spring doesn't happen till May. Hopefully, spring is going to be in April like it should be, but the running joke here in Indiana is if you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes, because it's fickle. So it is that time of year where I need to start booking my events for the year, my markets that I'm going to participate in for the spring, summer, and even some of the fall ones are already taking applications. This is when I start filling up my calendar with events. Now, as an artist and maker, the vast majority of my stained glass sales come from markets and events. I do have an Etsy store, and I do have my own website where I list and sell stained glass items, but that is not where most of my orders come from. Most of my orders are either purchased from me at markets, or a lot of my custom orders are placed at markets as well, or I get a phone call a week later from someone I spoke to at a market. That's not uncommon either. The vast majority of my sales happen because of in-person events. Doing those and choosing them is important. It's a big piece of the puzzle for me personally, and I know for a lot of other artists and makers out there. Now, in 2020, when a large number of events were canceled because of COVID restrictions, we saw this weird phenomenon happen where scammers got really smart and realized all these people that rely on these events are desperate to find events with openings that are still happening because it's greatly impacting their sales this year. So they started either posting completely fake events that were never going to happen, taking people's money for booth spaces, and then ghosting them. Or they would even take a flyer that they had seen or make one of their own for an actual event that is an annual thing and pretend to be the organizer for it and sell spaces. People would pay their money, then they'd go to the event and find out they don't have a space at that event because the person they've been in contact with is not the organizer of that event, so nobody reserved them a spot. They paid their money to someone who doesn't exist anymore. That problem has persisted ever since. So both of those two things happen regularly. Every single day, I see events listed that are looking for vendors, which is the word that most markets and events here in the US use for people who are going to pay for a space. They call them vendors. It's just a common term. Every single day I see events looking for vendors that are either fake events completely, or that event has been posted by someone who is not the coordinator for that event. And every day, people send their money to these people and they get scammed. It's rough out there, guys. It's rough out there. So I have a couple of tips on how to keep from getting scammed when you are looking for events. So let's talk about those. The first one is to check and see if the event you're looking at has a website. If it has a website, most of the time, no. I would say 99% of the time, that website is going to have instructions on how to apply to be a vendor for that event. Many, many times the application is right there on the website. Many, many times it's an electronic application that you fill out. Many times it will ask for photos of your work, especially if it's an art event. Most art events are juried. So juried just means that they pick and choose based on who they think fits best for their particular event and based on quality of work and things like that. So if it's a juried event, they're going to ask for samples of your work, images of your work that you're going to upload right there on that application. So if they have a website, that's the easiest right there, because if they have a website, the instructions are all going to be there. Everything you need to know, everything you need to do to apply for that event is all going to be right there. And you can be sure that that's going to the actual event people. And if it's a juried event, they won't ask you to pay the booth fee until you've been chosen. So if an event says it's juried, they should not ask you for a booth fee up front. Some juried events, especially the bigger art events, will ask for an application fee. It's usually $25 or $30. That's just the cost of doing these things sometimes. Okay, so what if it doesn't have a website? Now what? There's a couple steps you can take here. First of all, if you found this event posting on social media, which is probably where you found it, click on the person that's posted it that claims to be the organizer. Does that profile look real? I mean, we've all seen profiles that have just the bare minimum, and you can be pretty damn certain that's a scammer. If that profile doesn't look real, don't even mess with it anymore. 99% of the time, that's a scammer. Okay, what if the profile looks real? Okay, cool. That's a good start. If the profile looks real, or if you just aren't sure, next step is check with the venue where the event is being held. Call them and ask them, is there an event on that date? And who is the organizer for that event? If that name matches the name of the person that is claiming to be the organizer of this event, awesome, you're good, you're golden. Even if it's not exactly the same, that doesn't always mean automatically that it's a scam. And here's why. Sometimes Carol is the person advertising the event, but the event says that it's being hosted by I'm just going to use my business, Kimberly's Treasure Shop. Okay. Well, obviously, Kimberly's Treasure Shop is not Carol. But here's the thing. Carol might be associated with Kimberly's Treasure Shop. Because for small events, a lot of times, the person organizing that event is also an artist or a maker or a crafter. So their business is still associated with that event, because obviously their business is going to be there. If a person isn't listed as the coordinator, but a business is, next step is to see, can you connect the person and the business? Do they go together? Because if they're connected, then you're still good. Google is your best friend. It really is. What can you find on Kimberly's Treasure Shop? What can you find on Carol? Does any of that match up? Can you find nothing on Carol and nothing on Kimberly's Treasure Shop? If you can't find anything on either, that's a pretty big red flag to me, and I would walk away at that point. The last thing that I consider to be a really, really big red flag is if they are asking you specifically to send your booth fee via friends and family from PayPal. When you send stuff, friends and family, there is no buyer protection, which means you can't call PayPal later and say, this person advertised an event that isn't real, they're a scammer. Because PayPal is going to say, you sent it without buyer protection. Sorry, you're out of luck. Why would you send it friends and family if this person wasn't a friend or family member? Okay? Now, I do have to say that there are very limited instances where you may get asked to send money, friends and family. And I'm specifically thinking of instances where that event is put on by a nonprofit. It's iffy practice and probably shouldn't be done that way. But at the same time, I do understand why a cat rescue who's organizing an event and the proceeds of that event, meaning your booth fees, are going to fund something within that organization. They don't want to pay the extra fees, and I get that. Is it the best practice? Probably not. But I have sent booth fees, friends and family, when the event that I've been attending is a nonprofit. My preference when the event I'm attending is a nonprofit is to write them a check. But if for some reason that isn't a feasible option, then I have sent money, friends and family, when it's a nonprofit charity that's hosting the event. None of these rules are like completely hard and fast. All of it requires that you use a little bit of your own gut instinct and intuition. If it doesn't feel right, it's not right. If they're being really pushy about you sending money right now, yeah, it's not right. And I know a lot of us get excited because we think, oh, I don't want them to run out of spots. I need to send this money right now. And yes, there is urgency involved with trying to get your spot booked for a market. Absolutely there is. But if the urgency is coming from the other party instead of from you, that's a pretty big red flag. Because here's the thing. If they're saying to you, oh, we're almost full, you need to send your money right now so I can secure your spot. Most event coordinators aren't worried about whether you send your money right now so you can secure your spot, because they know if you don't send your money right now, somebody else is going to send money. If they've got 1 or 2 spots left, legitimately, they're not worried. They're going to fill that spot, and they don't care if it's by you or someone else. So if they're really pushing for you to send money ASAP, honey, that's a giant red flag. Walk away. Walk away. So tell me, what are some of your tips for sussing out the scammers? What do you think? Have you had any crazy scammer experiences that you'd like to share? Because I'd love to hear them. I myself have been so lucky I've never gotten scammed, but I have been close. It was last year, in fact. There was an event that I was about to send this lady my money, and something in my gut just said, wait one day. Something doesn't feel right. Wait one day. Wait till tomorrow. And by tomorrow, 3 other people had come forward and said, hey, don't book with this lady, it's a scam. So, other artists, other makers are your best friends when it comes to knowing who scammers are, because none of us want to get scammed. We will out you. We will out you to everybody else. I have outed more than my share of scammers over the years. It's unfortunate that it's something that you have to consider and worry about, because it does just come with the territory. The other piece to that is that markets are really hard to pick anyway. They're really unpredictable. The crowds are unpredictable. You never know if people are going to be there, if people aren't going to be there, if they're going to be there but they're not going to be buying, if they're going to be shopping like crazy. You just don't know. So that much is kind of a crapshoot. You just have to go with your gut, pick the ones you think are going to be good, and move along. And if you have a bad market, shake it off, because the next one probably won't be. It definitely keeps life interesting, and I really enjoy doing markets. Markets are so much fun. They're exhausting on so many levels. Oh, they are so exhausting. Your feet hurt, your body hurts, you're tired. It's so rare that the temperature is like just perfect. If it's an outdoor market, you either freeze to death or you're super hot and scorching and sweating all day. You just never know. It's such a crapshoot, but they're a lot of fun. And I, for one, will continue doing them. At least until my body gives out. Hopefully I have a few more years. All that said, I haven't done glasswork in weeks, and I already have markets booked for April, so I gotta get back to work. I have a couple of projects in mind that I'm getting ready to start on, and well, that'll be for another day. Thanks for watching today. I hope this helped you. I hope that you found something valuable in hearing about my experience with sussing out scammers. Good luck this season, because it's going to be great. Thanks for joining me today. See you next week.